What up, Nicholas?
What up?
Just to let you know, we're live right now. I have the just stream starting soon. If you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see it. We're good.
Yeah. Just give me a second. Let me start share this stuff. Copy. My computer started bugging out like last second. I was super annoyed. I was like, "What are you doing?" Also, I have been tired this week, and I have not prepared for this at all. So you're gonna, so might be the Nicholas show.
You mean I have to carry things like usual? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, hush. Hush.
Gotcha. So typical episode. Got it. No problem.
What the hell? All right. All right. So that is there. Let's go to our targeted podcast. Oh, wait, was that the event? This is sad.
Standing by.
Standing by. All right, hold on. Let me share an event. I hope to get this done earlier, but the freaking computer will not.
It's always something, man.
Always something.
Believe me, it's like the kids knew I was trying to do something tonight, so both of them were like, "I got the. I'm scared." It's like, no, you're not. It's still freaking out. And the other one is crying, and it's like, just go to sleep. Just go to sleep.
That's hilarious. All right. Come get targeted. And we are finally.
Omar, we need you, man. We need you, buddy.
Omar ain't here. I'm the captain now. Cool.
Oh yeah, just for anybody, you know what I mean, who's been following, Omar should be making a return soon for anybody that missed him, for his one or two fans out there.
Yeah.
He's coming back. He's coming back.
His wife and his kid, essentially. That a couple of fans out there. All right, so I think we're finally doing the thing. We're finally doing the damn thing. So this is good. We live.
Consistently.
Yeah. I had a release tonight, and maybe I drank a little something. So there's that. So
this guy, it's water right here. Just for the people out there, this is water.
Whatever. All right, you want to kick us off finally after 4 minutes?
Yeah. Welcome back. It's episode number 30. We're out here, and tonight we're going to be talking about the Olympics. We got the playoffs jumping off.
Yes.
Man, what else were we talking about? We're talking about I might just for a second have to get on this the Stephen A. Smith and Rachel Nichols stuff too.
We did talk about that. Okay, yeah, we did mention that as well.
Man. I know.
Let's go ahead, dude. Okay, it is. No, it is a little old, but yeah, no. Let's get into that. We'll get into that next. Let's talk Olympics first, right? So Olympics is actually already started, right? Olympics is already started. Like, Team USA, the women's team, already which is lost 3-0 to Sweden, which is a shocker because they usually kick everyone's ass. But I mean, it's early, so
is that like an official game, or is this still like exhibitions? I know basketball is the exhibitions.
No, that was an official game. So the Olympics kicked off already, right? The opening ceremony isn't until tonight, or actually morning time Japan or whatnot. But
It's
they
kind of
already had
confusing.
that. Yeah, I don't know. It threw me off too. I was literally like looking at it, like, wait, did the Olympics start already? Like, I don't remember it starting. But no, they
Yeah.
usually start. They usually start the games like a couple days before the actual opening ceremony because I guess they
All
just have
right.
so much to do there. Um, the Olympics also has BMX riding. It's gonna be like BMX and like skateboarding
Yeah, yeah,
and stuff there as
skateboarding too,
well.
man. I might check some of
Yeah,
that skateboarding out, man.
yeah,
Might
I
check.
know. It's gonna be that's it's gonna be very. They have a lot of first things. I haven't like gotten the whole list of like first time things that's gonna be there, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's gonna be some first. So excited for that. Uh, couple things, but this Olympics is probably gonna be like the worst Olympics like ever
What?
in
Why is
terms of
that?
in terms of like viewership and like and how it's organized because as you know like nobody like Japan, so I don't know if you guys caught the news, like 80% of Japanese like residents do not want the Olympics there and they've been actively like protesting this, right?
Wow.
And Toyota, right, which is like was the chief namesake of the Olympics, like this Olympics is sponsored by Toyota and they were like the gonna
Chief
show like some
sponsor?
huh.
Yeah, the chief sponsor.
Yeah, the chief sponsor. Yeah, they're backing out. They're like, no, we're
What?
not sponsoring this anymore. So, yeah, they're gonna be no commercials from Toyota because, yeah, there's been such a backlash for the Olympics. There's gonna be no spectators
Well, that's a COVID thing, though.
anywhere.
I mean, is that
Yeah,
just because
that's
it's
a
in
COVID
Japan? That's a
thing.
COVID thing. Yeah,
Well, it's
yeah.
a COVID thing, but there's gonna be no spectators. Vaccination in that country is very, very, very low, and they're it's really
Interesting.
high, like the pandemic, and it's shocking to me because Japan has always seemed this country that's kind of like had their shit together, right?
Yeah. So when you
Um,
said like the
yeah,
the
so
vaccination numbers are low, I'm about to look that up real quick.
yeah, no, like their numbers are fairly high, and they have a very low vaccination rate. That's because as America was like buying up all these vaccines, right? They weren't really distributing it out to other countries as of yet, right? And now we've kind of reached our vaccine threshold, right? Like not like the people who are going to get the vaccine have gotten the vaccine,
Right.
and the people who aren't are like still kind of struggling or just want to make excuses for not getting the vaccine, whatever.
Well,
Um,
according to what I just found right here, right?
yeah,
At least about 35% of Japan's population has at least one dose of the vaccine.
yeah, that's fairly
So I'm
low.
not sure how that compares with the US. Let me see.
I think it's close to 40 actually. Actually, even higher than that.
5 whole percent. But I mean, I know there's more people here, but
Yeah, I mean, we're also they're also on an island and they're hosting an Olympics with like people coming in actively from out of the country, right? So
True.
it's a tough spot.
All right.
And
Well, I mean, yeah. A quick Google search says U.S. is at 60% with at least one
yeah,
dose. So
yeah,
okay,
uh,
better than 40. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough thing for those guys. It's unfortunate because the Olympics happens every 4 years and going
Yeah,
through
it
this
sucks,
thing
man.
and yeah,
I
I
mean, they
feel
were
sorry for
supposed to
the
be held
athletes
last year,
there.
anyway, right? They
Yeah,
were
it was
supposed
supposed
to
to
be
be out
held
last
last
year.
year.
This is the 2020 Olympics, right? In 2021. It was supposed to be last year. I feel it's gonna be interesting with like watching like sports with like no fans like at all. The ceremony's tonight, right? And the athletes usually just walk in with their flags and like wave at the crowd. Well, there's gonna be no crowd there, so
It's gonna be weird.
um,
I mean, it's gonna be
and it,
like the football season last year, basketball
yeah,
season
but the
last year,
football season, what they did is they still pumped in like fan noise, and they
virtual
kind of
fan.
had yeah, and they had like artificial like sounds and like fans in like the seats and whatnot. I have no idea what Japan's gonna do in that aspect as well. So yeah, that's gonna be tough for that. I plan on watching the Olympics a little bit. Watch USA basketball. Hopefully they'll like actually perform well. um, oh, I wanted to mention one more thing to you. Did you hear about the Olympic Village? Right. So
Did
the to you did? Yeah.
you
To
talking about the
deter the
cardboard
Olympic,
box, the cardboard
yes.
deck, right? Yeah.
To deter athletes from like
Well,
intercourse.
I feel like that hit the internet, right? Because when I sent that article to you because of the headline, right?
Yes.
But I
Yes.
mean, supposedly, like it's really just about um, like recyclable materials and being more like earth friendly. So I think the beds are sturdy enough to do whatever you need to do. But I think some people were complaining about
I mean,
it. At the end of the
I'm a
day,
little
like
shocked. Yeah.
if you want to do it, you're gonna find a way to do it. So
Oh yeah.
put a
I think
blanket
the
on the
best
floor,
athletes.
get
I
busy,
think the best athletes. Yeah, if there's a will, there's a way. I mean,
stand up.
there's a will, there's a way, right? Like pack up like power boxes together, all that stuff. So that's so funny.
Oh, that was
Um,
hilarious, man.
yeah, I did want to talk about a little bit the Olympics. So not the Olympics, but NBA Finals
Well, hold on.
yesterday.
We can't get off the Olympics thing yet, man. So I
Oh,
mean, what about the Sha'Carri Richardson stuff? You know what I mean?
I wanted to hit that at the end though, like, cause
Oh,
that's going to
okay.
be a
Okay.
deeper conversation, right? So
All right.
Shakari Richardson, um, we're gonna have a
Was
very in-depth, the Olympic, the first transgendered Olympic athlete
right,
trying to get
right.
canceled, and
We're not
then
gonna get canceled. Man. We're not gonna get canceled.
yeah, no, we're good, but also the the runners. I forgot what country they're from. You posted this article that are
Namibia, I
banned from the
think.
Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they're banned from the Olympics um, because they have naturally high testosterone in their bodies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so there's there's a lot to get into.
All right, we can
So
say that for the end, but before
yeah,
we get off that subject though, so like, what do you typically watch during the Olympics?
okay,
Like for me personally, I usually watch the swimming.
yeah,
I gotta watch the track. I always gotta see like who's the fastest, who's gonna be crowned
yeah,
like the fastest man in the world, fastest woman in the world.
yeah.
Gotta see the relays, right? My wife and I both ran track. My wife was like way better than me. We both
Uh
ran, but we both ran track though.
okay.
And then yeah, I mean, I usually watch basketball, watch a little soccer here and there. But usually
Yeah.
the two main things for me, I usually watch swimming, usually watch basketball. It's like my two.
Which swimming, like the freestyle swimming or the actual racing Michael Phelps?
Watch the freestyles and yeah, I like to watch the relays too. I mean, they be
Okay.
going, man. Especially
Yeah,
with
they are
Michael.
going. Yeah. Well, there's another swimmer, Katie Ledecky. So she's
Mm-hmm.
just destroys people.
She is bad. Yeah.
Yeah, she like, and it's crazy because she could have made millions of dollars from the last Olympics from endorsements, but the NCAA wouldn't allow it. So she just decided to forego, like they wouldn't allow her to swim. So she wanted to swim for Stanford. So she swam for Stanford and forwarded millions of dollars. This is also hilarious. This is a topic for another day. NCAA reverses decision on like athletes making money for endorsements.
Yeah.
Um,
I always thought that was stupid, man.
yeah, yeah. We'll get into that later. Alabama quarterback got $1 million worth of endorsements already, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
But back to the
Man.
Olympics. Yeah. Back to the Olympics though. Yeah, I'm gonna check out the BMX. I'm gonna check out that stuff. So that's gonna be a first time. So I'll check out that.
Yeah.
Yeah, check out some of the swimming. The relays are always fun, right? It's like the funnest, fastest 10 seconds, accelerating 10 seconds you'll see, right?
Yep.
That 100-meter dash, right? So really, that sprint is always fun. I I'm gonna watch the men's basketball team, right? Really interesting scenario actually because they haven't been playing that well, and Greg Popovich, who I really enjoy as a coach, hasn't had a great like Olympic run. at it. Like his teams haven't been like winning, so it's gonna be pretty shocking. Also, I don't know if you heard this story. So the Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA championship, right? Drew, yeah. Well, here's the story. Drew Holiday, um, and what's his teammate? Chris Middleton, right?
Chris Middleton, yeah.
Yeah. And Devin Booker are going to be on the same flight flying to Japan. Right. So imagine you like winning the championship. You smell like champagne, and then you have like Devin Booker there, and it's like, how's it going, man? You good? You good?
he's gonna have to hear it, man. That's all it is.
Yeah. I mean, they're not gonna push it in his face, but because they have to play together.
Oh,
but...
That's the price of admission. Damn right. Lucky I didn't have my ring yet. Lucky the ring ceremony is until next year. I have my joint all in this face.
Oh my god, yeah. No, that was a great championship. So yeah, but that's what I'll watch for the Olympics. I'll probably watch some soccer. None of the teams that I'm really interested in watching. So United States didn't make the cut. Nigeria isn't in the Olympics. So I'm not really following anybody. Like,
wait, Nigeria didn't get in?
Not for the Olympics, not this year. I was looking at the what is it? The group stages. So it looks like Nigeria is not in the Olympics, which is sad because I think they got a bronze medal in 2016.
Yeah, they were pretty decent last time. That's why I was surprised.
Yeah, it's they're on and off. But
I mean, at least they're not total trash like the U.S. men's team. So. They're terrible.
Man. Zingers.
Hey, the women's team is carrying the torch here, man. They're a step above, man.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're definitely a step above the rest. Men's team needs to get there, and I mean, they have some good players. We'll see how that happens. But let's talk NBA playoffs now, or the championship. Your boy Giannis, 50.
He dropped 50. I mean, what are you gonna do? This is my thing, and I was watching like some of the talking heads talk about this too, right? It was like when you're watching the game, the way Phoenix defense was set up, it was like they were trying to make it so like I think his name was like Aiden or whatever, like his last name. But it was like it was him and Giannis like one-on-one, and like Giannis is gonna destroy you. Like, where's the double triple teams for real? It was like Giannis was just every time, boom, straight down the lane, Euro step, basket, maybe a foul. You know what I mean? It was just like, dude, if you're never going to show the strategy, you're going to lose. Yeah, right?
that is very shocking. I'm surprised they didn't try to like load up the paint because Giannis just had a field day.
I didn't get it. I didn't get it at all.
And Aiden's only a 3-year player. This is 30 in the league.
Yeah. I mean, he's good. He's no scrub, but I mean, Giannis,
8 years, 2-time MVP, All-Star, like all that. And you're saying, "Hey, Aiden, you got this, right?"
I mean, it's like you watching Giannis because last year, I mean, you watched him in the last couple of years in the playoffs, right? You know why he lost. Like, there's some obvious holes in his game.
Yeah.
The teams were doing all the same thing. Wall up, right? Don't let him through. And once he had a hard time like getting to the basket, that was it. Because he ain't really got no jumper like that. He's not Ben Simmons bad, but he ain't got no jumper like that. So
no,
I thought they were doing the same thing this time.
That's the crazy thing with Giannis, though. So he's actually going to be. He's only 26.
Mm-hmm.
He is 26 years old, so he has the opportunity to really get better, like a lot better.
Yes.
And get that jumper, right, and start hitting those shots. I'm
looking forward to watching him get better because that dude works on his game, man.
He does work. And he has a great personality. He seems like he's very chill, not very egocentric. One of the things that I thought was really funny was that when he won the championship, right? So he went to Chick-fil-A. I don't know if you saw this video. He went to Chick-fil-A. Yeah.
Let me get 50.
Poor Chick-fil-A girl. She handled her business though, but good. He's like, "Can I put you on camera?" And she goes, "Yeah, sure." And he goes, 150,000 people are watching you right now. And she's like, "What?" But she's stayed composed and like got that order. And he's like, "I want 50 little minis, not 51,
50
not 20, 50."
That's right, man.
So yeah, that guy. I don't blame him either.
He did it. He deserved it. They deserved it, especially, and but the one thing everybody loves about it too is because he didn't do his super team deal, right? It was just like he's on there. When he decided to re-sign and extend his deal with Milwaukee, I was like, oh well, you're never winning.
Yeah, well, other people it's Milwaukee for starters, and other people that's done that tend to like, dip off,
get their money, and then
Carmelo Anthony, famous case, right? Got a lot of money. A lot of it wasn't his fault. He had like crap leadership in New York, but that's kind of what happened there. So I'm hoping like they can kind of repeat this. So let me ask you this. I feel like the championship is deserved. Should there be any asterisks or anything on this season? Because there's a lot of injuries this year, right? Lots of injuries.
No. I mean, that's just part of the game, man. That's why it's getting hard to watch like basketball and football, because it's like injury after injury after injury. But I mean, if you're an athlete like that, I mean, it's just part of the game too. I mean, those guys understand. Fans don't understand, but it's just like, half the time those guys are playing her anyway. So as far as I'm concerned, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay. Yeah. No, I
feel sorry for Chris Paul. Do you think Chris Paul is ever going to win a championship now?
I'm going to ask you that question next. I feel sorry for Chris Paul, but even though Chris Paul is kind of a pest in the league a little bit, that's a great question. I don't know if he's ever going to win a championship. That was like probably his best shot.
I think so. Well, I don't know, because I was saying that honestly, I thought his best shot was with the Rockets. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, they were up 3-2 on the Golden State Warriors, and he got hurt.
Exactly.
He got hurt, and then they dropped the last two games, which is really, really unfortunate. So, I mean, I think this is his best chance because of all the injuries this year, right? Like this year, like the Bucks deserve it, but this year is definitely an anomaly, right? Shorter season, lots of injuries. A lot of the familiar faces weren't there. Lakers weren't there. Golden State wasn't there. They'll probably get better next year, right? So it's like the West is going to be a lot harder next year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Brooklyn should be better next year, right, in the playoffs. It just depends on how healthy they get. Clippers will probably get better next year too. We'll see. I mean, super happy for Paul George. I gave him crap on the show on our podcast last time, but he became playoff P like after Kawhi went down. So very.
You know what? I had to I had to go ahead and buy a pair of shoes, man. Especially when he came out with like the PlayStation colorway, right? So I missed like the other ones, like the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 4 colorway. So he's like, I saw the PS5 and I was like, you know what? I have a PS5. I got to give me a pair. One get one.
No, happy for him though. Yeah, but back to your question about Chris Paul. I heard news that he might go to the Lakers. Like he has an option for $44 million with like the Suns. And Chris Paul, if anything, he's always been about his money. So he'll never leave money on the table.
I don't know, man. If I'm Chris Paul, like I think the Lakers. I mean, the Lakers is an intriguing offer, right? But I think I would stay with Phoenix. Honestly, you got some young guns on that squad, man. They're only going to get better, and the Lakers are only going to get older. Bron's getting older. You know what I mean? That means you have AD. After AD, who you got? Kuzma?
Kuzma's probably gone.
Exactly. I mean, yeah. So, Lakers just ain't that deep.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Like, he's older, right? He's like 36. Right? LeBron's turning 37 this year. AD, bless the guy's heart, tends to get hurt, right?
Yeah.
Especially the year. So I hope he can fix whatever issues that he's going through. But yeah, you're joining an older team, and I mean you have a young team that can only get better, right? DeAndre Ayton's gonna get better. Devin
Yeah.
Booker is gonna get better. I don't know how much better Devin Booker's gonna get this year because he's gonna be in the Olympics, but he has that Kobe mentality. He has that Kobe mentality. I think he's gonna get better.
No, I think he's gonna get better, man. And I think the Olympics will help Devin Booker out anyway.
Yeah. I think what he needs to do, like they'll need another ball handler that's not Chris Paul, because what happened, like what Milwaukee did to him, they just stuck Drew Holiday on him. And he just stuck with him full court and just wore him out. So they're gonna need
defense wins championships, man. I do think Milwaukee had like the defense on them. They were they were messing them up.
They're a good defensive team. Like they held them under 100 points, and I think they held a lot of teams under 100 points. They beat. Yeah. So definitely happy for them. Happy it wasn't a super team. Happy it was a small market team, right? So all those things. Very happy for Giannis. We'll see what happens next year.
My boy in the chat thinks he's gonna go to LA because Chris Paul already getting that State Farm money.
I mean, Chris Paul's been getting that State Farm money, but if he's gonna go to LA, that means he has to forfeit like $44 million. His player option is $44 million.
I mean, right? LA will pay him. It depends on,
$44 million?
From what I saw, like they were willing to. I forget what the trade package was. It was like 3 of their better players for either Westbrook or Chris Paul. So,
and if I were the Lakers, I'd probably go with Westbrook. Like I think Westbrook would benefit from some coaching from LeBron. I think, right? Because Westbrook has that little hard charger mentality, but needs to kind of figure out how to win when it will count.
I'll go with Chris Paul all day. All day. You need that is an elite point guard, not a scoring point guard. You don't need a scoring point guard. He can score when he wants to. You need a floor general, somebody other than LeBron to run the team. LeBron and Chris Paul on the same team? Problem.
Yeah.
How about this though? So this they're saying that somebody was like, is Giannis already a Hall of Famer? That was 1. 2, is he as dominant as Shaq?
No.
Hall of Famer? No, I'm like, dude, no. Just because you win a chip doesn't make you a Hall of Famer.
I think he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, keep in mind who other people were Hall of Famers. Reggie, God, I was gonna say Reggie Bush.
Wrong
Miller. Yeah, wrong sport. So that's an Omar thing right there. Reggie Miller is a Hall of Famer. Tracy McGrady is a Hall of Famer. Both of those guys. Chris Webber's a Hall of Famer. None of those. Carmelone's a Hall of Famer, though Carmelone's had a really long career. But those other guys are Hall of Famers, and they haven't won championships. This guy's a 2-time MVP and a champion, and he has a chip. So I mean, that's Hall of Fame stats right there. 2-time MVP and a chip. Yeah, I think that's a Hall of Fame. You're Hall of Fame.
But they're also more complete players, though. They're more complete players than he is, though.
But they haven't won a chip.
I mean, the chip can't be the only thing that gets you in there. Chris Middleton won a chip too. Does that make him a Hall of Fame?
Okay, no, but Chris Middleton isn't also a 2-time MVP. Right? Giannis is a defensive player of the year, a 2-time MVP, multiple All-Stars. Yeah, I think that's Hall of Famer. I think it's a Hall of Fame material. Not as dominant as Shaq though. Like Shaq, I loved rooting against Shaq. Shaq, he had to be quadruple teamed. Right?
Yeah. I'll say no too, but I think, like I said, if he gets a little more well-rounded offensively,
Yeah.
then hey, that boy's gonna
If
be.
he has a long career, like, because he had a hyperextension of the knee. Did you see that? Like,
Yeah, that
this
looked like
dude,
it hurt too.
that looked like he was done. He looked like he was
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
I'm like, he's back. It's like, what are you doing? Wait, you're
yeah. I thought it
playing?
was a wrap for them, man.
Yeah. Your boy Jonathan Smith, he's like Hall of Famer, but not Diesel yet.
Yeah. All
Uh,
right. Yes, I
it's
guess
gonna
I
be a
give
tough
that to
one.
y'all. I give that to y'all. I give that
I
to
don't, I
y'all.
don't, I don't think I'm not sure if anyone can ever match Shaq, right? But hopefully,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, so we ready to switch topics now, right?
All right, let's go.
The main one, the Olympics, right? So much news happening, right, with the Olympics. Um, so we have our first transgendered athlete. So we're gonna have to talk about that. We had runners from Nambia that were banned, right? And we
Yep.
also had what was her name? The runner that was also
Shakari Richardson.
Sha'Carri
Yeah.
Richardson, right? Was also banned for marijuana. So let's start there, right? So the reason why she was banned for marijuana is because, well, the reason why she was banned is because the U.S. USADA, right, the United States Doping Agency, does not allow athletes to smoke marijuana,
Right.
right? By the way, Shakira Richardson is also from she also ran at LSU. I'm from Louisiana, so that's pretty awesome.
Big up LSU.
Yeah, so that's the reason why she was banned, right? And the reason why she smoked was because her mother passed away a week
I
before
mean,
she
she had
smoked.
a lot of things going on. I mean, I'm not going to question why she smoked.
Yeah,
I
but
just think
also the
that
most important thing too. Most important thing was that marijuana is not a performance enhancing drug, right? It's been proven that's the case, right? So
right.
I kind of hate people that are like rules are rules, and that's kind of how it is. Eventually, they're gonna reverse this rule, and we're gonna have to look back at this moment and be like, well,
Yeah, he screwed that girl.
Yeah, she got screwed over, right? So, yeah, I'm gonna let you kind of take it from here. That's kind of the news on her. She got banned for acceptance that is not a performance enhancing drug, right?
Yeah.
And the reasoning that she's left is because people are like, well, rules are rules, which kind of just pisses me off because slavery was a rule too, right? So hyperbole of a comparison, but still, that's the point.
It's a little deep, but I mean, I can see both sides, right? Because I mean, you're an athlete, this is stuff you're supposed to know, right?
Yeah.
You can't smoke, right? But on the other side of things, it's being legalized here, right? It's being legalized.
Not quite. It's being legalized statewide. It's not legalized.
Yeah, I mean, state by state, but I mean, eventually, it's about to be. I mean, it might as well be.
It's people starting to make money off it, right? So
yes, I mean, it's hypocritical. It's becoming legalized business. You have people growing it and making money off of it. So from that standpoint, I mean, it's pretty much legalized. Whether or not you could have it yourself is still up for debate depending on where you live, which I mean, in my opinion, it should just be legalized. But then you look at sports and all of that. It's like the athlete, if you talk to the athletes themselves, they would rather use that to deal with the pain and some of the other stuff that they have to deal with than the medication, right? Because you hear these guys talking about, Brett Favre addicted to painkillers, somebody else addicted to painkillers.
Yeah.
You talk to these guys hey, marijuana or cannabis, with the oils with the CBD or whatever, that does the exact same thing and it's not addictive. And why not? It's not a steroid.
Nope.
So that's, from that standpoint, it's just we're just behind the times, man. It just needs to change.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah, we are behind the times. I would kind of push back a little bit, or we're not legalized but decriminalized. Which I hate. It's
that little technicality.
Yeah, it's just do it. Just legalize the damn thing. Why are we like who are we trying to hide this from? Like, why are we being so slow in this? But
it's something about money too. I really do believe that, man.
oh yeah,
Somebody's pockets hasn't been lined with it yet.
oh yeah,
So
no, absolutely,
you know,
absolutely. It's definitely no. I think you hit the nail right in the head on that one. It has to do with money. It has to do with um. Well, it has to do with who you're catering to, right? In terms of like who benefits from this, right? 'Cause there's still a lot of like first time users or possession or who possess marijuana who's been locked up, right? So you got to let all those guys go. Who's making the money as well, right?
yeah.
Is also the aspect of it too. So for example, his name is Boner. He was the Speaker of the House, Republican Speaker of the House. He's actually
Oh,
getting
Boehner,
into
Boehner,
Boehner. I
Boehner.
call him Boner. What's his first name? I think it's
Oh
John
no.
Boehner. John Boehner. Yeah, I call him Boner. Might as well be. John John Boehner, right? So he's making money off of this stuff, right? But
Yeah.
he also supported legislation of locking people up, right? If they had like marijuana. So this goes back. This is me looking at you, rules are rules, people, right
Yeah.
now. Right.
Yeah.
So
You're being a
rules, like,
hypocrite.
yeah, I mean, it depends on who's making the rules and who's benefiting from the rules. It's never that simple, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
I say let her run. It's kind of messed up that they didn't. But I like, so on the good end, she's getting a lot of endorsement deals out of it, right? So
Yo, yeah.
Nike,
Yeah.
she did a thing with Nike and Kanye West for like a release of his new music. So definitely happy for her. Um, but this kind of brings me to like my next topic, right? And I don't know how I want to like to verb it. So we have the transgendered athlete, right? So she's the first
Well,
transgender.
hold on. So I wanna talk about the Namibians first because that'll
Okay,
help
let's
me
talk about
make
the Namibians
my
first.
point.
Okay.
So, so I mean, I'm sure everybody knows about this, right? You had the
Actually, let's
two.
assume they don't.
Oh well,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
but
let's
yeah,
do it.
two Namibian Olympic medal contenders were ruled ineligible to run the women's 400 meters due to naturally high testosterone levels.
Yeah, and they're not the first one too.
This is not the
Casters,
first time it's happened.
yeah. From South America, also same case. But yeah, by all means, continue, please.
So this, you know, to as far as I'm concerned, like, and this is probably going to cross over into the transgendered subject,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, in the case of these women, they were actually born women, classified women at birth, right?
Yeah.
And it just so happens that maybe their lifestyle, maybe their environment has provided them with high levels of testosterone. That's not something that they can help, right? It's just something that they just have, right? And I understand that, like, if you look it up, like, women have much. I mean, the average woman, I'll say, has much less testosterone in their bodies than men do. But when you start looking at hormone levels, like, that's not necessarily like something you can control, right? If you were born a certain way and you have it, then hey, that's just something that you have on your side, right? It's like, if I'm a does it make it so that, like, if I'm a man and I want to compete but I have like really low levels of testosterone, does that mean I shouldn't be able to compete with men anymore? That means I should have to compete with women? No, right?
Yeah.
So what do what that's it's just I don't even know how to
Also, I
that.
wonder if you're
Know.
allowed to have, if you're a guy, allowed to have, like, if you have low levels of testosterone, right? If you're allowed to take testosterone boosters, right? Because there are limits of testosterone for men as well. What I would like to know more about is, like, it seems like there's such more complex testing around women than there is men, because with women, they have to pass a gender test. So one of the things I've learned about gender too, right, is it's not binary how we've taught of how we've understood it. It's a spectrum, right?
Not
Most
anymore,
people,
right?
well, no, yeah, it's a spectrum, right? So
Yeah.
it's a spectrum. a lot of people, so there are people who are born intersex. There's people who have been born hermaphrodites, right? Having gender parts, right?
Yep.
Most people end up on one or the other end of the spectrum, but then you have like situations like this that are have naturally high testosterone. Are you punishing them for just having this, right? Now, for them to be able to run, they'll have to take medicine to lower their testosterone levels so they can compete, right?
Right.
That's kind of behind that. And something kind of smells a little off with me for that. I mean, I think they should be able to compete, but that's
Yeah, I mean, you're messing with nature at that point, right? Like it's not a natural competition anymore. Now we're messing with the levels of different hormones in people, and
yeah.
you know,
Well, I mean, these women are also could possibly be classified as intersex, right? So have higher testosterone for women, right? Which is more than the average, right? I think Castor, the South African runner, was born without a uterus, I
right,
believe as well.
right,
So, um, I think she was classified as birth as intersex female, right?
right.
So I'll be honest with you, I don't have the answers for this one, right?
Yeah, it's not that you can't really answer. I mean, it's a slippery
Yeah,
slope. I'm looking at healthline.com right now, right?
yeah.
According to according to the American Urological Association, a testosterone level of at least 300 nanograms per deciliter is normal for a man,
Hmm.
right? A man with a level below 300 should be diagnosed with low testosterone. For women, ages 19 and up, normal testosterone levels range from 8 to 60 nanograms per deciliter.
60. Yikes.
60. That's it, right? So it's crazy, like what the difference is right there. And testosterone is, it's responsible for a lot of things, muscle mass, bone density,
Yeah.
your ability to put on muscle, things of that nature. So it's definitely like an important hormone. So that I guess that's when you get into like how to classify genders and things like that, then you kind of slide into the transgender deal too, right? So
Yeah.
you have men trying move into the female side, and vice versa, right? And it's
Right.
like they're athletes, they want to compete too.
Yeah.
And I guess my question would be, at what point do you, because at some point you have to have treatments, right? And those
Mhm.
treatments involve hormones. So now you're trying to say that now, like, we have to define the hormone levels for people to compete now. Like you have to have some sort of boundary. You know what I
That's what they're
mean?
doing. Yeah.
It's
That's what
not.
they're doing.
I don't think that's right. I don't think it's that black and white. Like I think I'm wondering now if we're going to get to the point where we're just like, you don't separate it. You know what I mean? Like everybody just competes together. Like what if, like think what if like with Olympic basketball, what if just men and women play together? Soccer, men and women play together. You know what I mean? Like then it wouldn't matter if you were transgender or not, because everybody's just playing together. So I'm wondering if we're going to get there to that point.
Yeah. Uh no, that's a good point. What was the what you just read? Like how much what was the amount for women normally have? 60, what's the unit that you used?
Let me go back up here real quick. It
Yeah.
said nanograms per deciliter.
Okay, there you go. Nanograms per deciliter. So so for this transgender athlete, so I do want to kind of stop on like the narrative of like people are just kind of moving over just to compete as a female, but it's not
Well,
something that I
that's not
understand.
what I was saying. That's not. Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
that's
want
fine.
anybody to misconstrue what I was saying. I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
Even though on this, that's not what I was trying to say. Like people are
yeah,
doing that just to try to compete
yeah,
with a certain group or whatever. Obviously, like if you feel that you are what you are, and nature didn't necessarily make it that way, then hey, like
yeah.
But if you're an exceptional athlete, like, should that keep you out of competition?
Yeah.
No, not to me. We just have to find a way to make sure that everyone can compete. But I just don't like the, hey, like your testosterone is too high. Take this, reduce it. Yeah. Now you can compete. Or your testosterone is too low. Take this, increase it. Now you can compete, because that's like giving people, adding and taking away. So that adds and takes away from your ability to compete. So now you're science has kind of crept into, your abilities, right? Instead of it just being, hey, I worked hard and now I can do this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, science is a huge part of it. You can tell I'm struggling with this issue a lot. But
that was my main point. That's why I was excited to talk about. I was like, it's kind of, we might be getting to that point where, hey, we just all compete together.
Yeah, unisex. Right?
You know what I mean?
Unisex competition.
Because hey, my wife, like I said, she ran track at in college. She was running with the boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you actually might be right. That's actually a good point there. Yeah. Do we have a separate category for people that fall between the two gender boundaries of male and female, right?
But how you define the boundaries? Are we just going to talk hormones?
So it seems like they've defined those boundaries already, but we don't know. We question the ethics of it, right? So it feels wrong to tell someone who has natural ability, right? Who has naturally high testosterone, that you need to lower your testosterone to compete, right? It's definitely wrong.
I feel like that takes something away from them, right? Yeah. Potentially, right?
Part of athletes is their natural ability. So one Olympian that's been used was Michael Phelps, right? So Michael Phelps has kind of a very unique body that just enabled him to swim. Mm-hmm. And like, he wasn't like banned, right? So, anything.
Extra lung capacity, longer wingspan, like all this stuff.
Yeah. So we didn't stop him, but like we have these rules here that I feel isn't that consistent. So I would like to see some more consistency. Again, I don't know.
Especially since it seems like a lot of it is just kind of focused on women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
it does seem like there's a huge focus on the women aspect. I'm sure women are way more just scrutinized, obviously, than men. I'm like you. I like to see anyone compete, right? Everyone compete. So I'm all for people competing, and I want people to, regardless of what gender they are, what they identify as, what they did to get there, like to be able to compete and just compete successfully. How we do that? I don't know. I wish I knew more transgendered like athletes so I can like ask them their thought process. Like, I don't know any. But
they pretty much have to keep that hidden too, right? Because once that comes out, then the judgment, and you shouldn't be here, and doing this and that. So it's tough for them, man.
Yeah, I could definitely hear how tough it is for that. But that's just one of the many things. And also, if the transgender athlete, who's an Olympic lifter, so she's in the super competition, right? Just a little story on her. She had to like lower her testosterone for 12 months so she can be able to compete, right? So this kind of goes into the point that you're kind of making here, like that's kind of artificial, right? So,
well, then, by doing that, like, you wonder if you hamper her ability to build the muscle that she needs to compete at the highest level.
Well, I think that's the point, though, right? Because you just as a man. The question, though, I think what's going to open the can of worms is, what if she wins? What if she outlifts all the other women there, and she still ends up winning, right? Because she did compete as a male, right? first, and then now it's competing as a woman. So it's going to be a very, very
Yeah, I mean,
interesting.
I wonder how the women felt,
Yeah,
competing with her.
yeah. So we're going to have to see how that works. And hopefully, yeah, we'll see. There's going to be more news to come.
Yeah.
I'm saying this in recognition that this is a fluid situation.
Oh, for sure.
Um, like the dynamics could be much, much different, right? So the dynamics are much different 5 years from now in terms of race, in terms of transgender, in terms of LGBTQ. It's gonna be different 5 years from now from that. So, uh, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Um, I did want to bring up one issue. Well, that's not an issue, but another topic. It's a little bit of a switch of a topic. Simone
All right.
Biles. Uh, Simone Biles, the goat, as far as I'm concerned, in terms of
Yes.
gymnastics. But she also gets a lot of like slack because she competes and does things only men do, right? Like
Well, she's
her
doing
routine,
stuff that like nobody can do
yeah,
too.
yeah. Her routines are considered dangerous, and
Yeah.
she gets slack for that. But she's like, I'm gonna keep doing me. Like I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
pushing.
Yeah.
So that's someone else who actually I want to watch as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that's someone I'm gonna watch. Hopefully, I don't catch COVID. As soon as you catch COVID, you're out of there. So,
Yeah.
and they've had a couple of athletes catch COVID. Like one of the gymnastics alternates, I think, caught COVID. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. It's rough. Very, very, very rough. But yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to watch. Lots of lots of good stuff. What else are you looking forward to in the Olympics?
um. Yeah, when I hadn't even thought about it since you brought up Simone Biles, I'm definitely looking forward to
Yeah,
seeing her. Because I think that she could be. I think at this point right now, Michael Phelps is the most decorated Olympics. I mean, I think she could be definitely considered like, if not on this level, like right there. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
don't know how many medals that she has yet, but she's probably the most decorated gymnast right now. So
yeah.
she's
And she
she's
is.
awesome, man. I can't wait to see her.
She's definitely the most decorated gymnast for sure. That's already there. Now I think it's going to be more along the lines of, is it past that, like all time among all Olympians, right? And I think
Yeah,
swimming has like the most chance of winning medals,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like there's so many swimming competitions and there's just so much opportunity there. So that's why Michael Phelps was able to get a lot of
That is
medals.
true. That is
Uh,
true. Well,
but I
yes,
don't
you
know.
just said that. Then yeah, she's right there with him, man. Right there with him.
Huh?
I said she's
But I,
right there with him, man.
yeah, I don't know how many medals she has, but like this is an overall gymnast. She's amazing. So cool. Well, good talk. I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see how this turns out and how this conversation is going to progress in the next 5 years.
Yeah, right. Hey, you never know, man.
five
Somebody
years
might
from
look
now.
back at this conversation right here and be like, "Dang, those guys make some good points."
Yeah,
So, no.
or the other way. So we'll see how it works. Let me ask you this. So for our next episode, we're gonna have who else is coming out? So the Suicide Squad's out. It's gonna come out by next
Yeah.
episode. Oh, you watched Ron James's new movie,
Space Jam. I mean, we can talk Space
Space
Jam
Jam
right
2.
now. Dude, we can go ahead and talk about that right
Yeah,
now.
go ahead talk Space Jam. Go
So
go and talk Space
you
Jam.
didn't
We're not
you
gonna
didn't see
dedicate a whole episode to this.
you didn't see
No,
it? So
no,
this is the
I'm
thing,
good.
and some people are like, "Yo, it's made for kids. Like you can't be that harsh on it." Blah blah blah. I say BS to that. Right? There's a lot of kids
Yeah,
movies that
that are
that
good.
appeal to all audiences. And I
Yes.
got two daughters. I've been watching, right?
Yes.
Luca, the joint with the the kid mermaid that wanted to.
Yes.
Great movie.
Yes.
And oh man, now all of a sudden I can't think of. I mean, I've been watching these joints. So yeah. So like the other weekend, sitting on the couch with my oldest while her sister's napping. I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's watch Space Jam. You want to watch the basketball? I'm like, come on, let's watch it. She was like, oh, all right. Had to take away the tablet, right? So because she hadn't seen Bugs Bunny or any, like she's not familiar with Bugs Bunny or any of that, right?
Oh, okay.
It's been all Disney here, right? So she liked Bugs Bunny. But as far as like the movie was, huh?
You show him the original one?
I'm going to.
Okay. You should.
She liked Bugs Bunny, but yeah, as far as the movie, she was like, you know, it was okay. Right?
Even the kids are like,
nah. So you know, but I'll give her another chance because she's still pretty young. To be fair, like she'll be 4 in September, so I mean. Okay. But it just didn't get me like the first joint. The first joint had the song. You had, and I think the Michael Jordan character to me, like, yes, it was simpler, right? It was just basically like he was just himself. He was just playing a basketball player, and he ended up being like the reason why the Toons win in the first movie. Like he was the needed player, right? In this Space Jam movie, LeBron James, like they go recruit him or whatever, but he ain't the reason they win. It was like they had to teach him to loosen up or whatever and kind of just play ball. His character was kind of a jerk, you know what I mean? And really? I can appreciate that they gave LeBron a little more to do as an actor.
Yeah.
But that wasn't necessarily a good thing because he ain't a good actor. Right? He's just not. Well, and then,
okay. Yeah, no. In the original Space Jam, though, didn't they teach Michael Jordan how to be a tune, like with like the really long stretching arm, like at the end?
They had to teach him how to. Yeah, they had to teach him how to embrace like being a tune or whatever. So they kind of had to teach LeBron the same thing, but in this case, it kind of came across like, it was about him letting the rest of the team, be themselves, not him, right? Yeah. LeBron was still out there doing his moves or whatever, shooting his fadeaway like LeBron. You know, he was just LeBron or whatever, right? Like the Toons had to come up with, like, hey, we're going to score this way and do this and that once you let them go. And then, I mean, you had like other things to make it more like up to date, like the server verse or whatever. And that was just kind of like, that was kind of weak to me. And then you had, I know that it's going to be like one long commercial, but it was kind of overt, right? It was like when LeBron ended up in the Toon world and he fell on the ground, instead of making a LeBron-sized dent in the ground, he makes a Nike check.
Yeah.
I was like,
you sponsored the movie, Nike. Yeah. No, LeBron does this though. He sponsors his own stuff. So I don't know if you ever saw Survivor's Remorse, right?
Man, I saw a few episodes. I've been meaning to come back and watch them.
Yeah, I mean, they actually like canceled. I thought it was a good show, but
I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was about a basketball player who, against Survivor's Remorse, like got out the hood and like kind of feels bad about it and whatnot. So had great actors in it, but you saw them like talk about Nike a lot, but he also talked about China as well. And LeBron like makes money in China too, right? Based off his shoes. So like you can see like the show catering a lot to China as well. So that I thought that was LeBron does that, right? He's about his money.
Well, I mean, I ain't mad at that, you know what I mean? But it's this movie right here it just ain't doing that. It's just he starts off, he's just supposed to be like a strict basketball dad, like doesn't want the kid to do anything but basketball. The kid's like, come on, LeBron, come on, Dad, let me be me, and then it just kind of went from there. And the new LeBrons, Yeah.
It's a shoe head. So,
No.
yeah. So Nicholas, thumbs up, thumbs down for Space Jam. There it is, folks.
Sure, for sure.
There it is, folks. Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna watch it. It's total BS.
Like I said on Facebook, if you have kids, give it a go because I'm sure they grew up with LeBron and the computer generated animation. The special effects were spot on.
Yeah.
So if you have kids, if you're drunk, high, don't have anything else to do, yeah, give it a go. But if you're looking for like a decent movie, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
Yeah. Not gonna waste my time. Yeah. No. So thank you for that. I'll probably check out Suicide Squad, which is coming out soon. So excited for that.
And Titans. Wait for my Titans TV show.
Oh, the Titan TV show. So I heard it's really good. They're coming up with season 3.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Go back and watch it. Go back and watch the first 2 seasons. New season coming out soon. I think the first episode. Hold on, let me go see.
Yeah.
Let's see. August 12th. Yeah, to August 12th to catch up, and then we'll start running through episodes on the podcast. That's right. That's right.
All right.
Done all these Marvel shows. Time to do the DC show.
Okay, we'll try to hit some DC shows. All right, so you want to go ahead and sign us off, Nicholas?
Yeah. So it's been another one. That's a wrap, everybody. Please like, subscribe, follow. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch up to you next time.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. All right. Now here's the awkward part. I gotta stop the stream. So it's gonna be awkwardly stop the stream.
Terrible.
Here. We act like an old person. Like, where's the button to stop the stream?
Oh my God.